Obidient Family TV. This is Obedient Women, and I am Sharon Enemchuku. I am joined today from our long-lost love, in person of Mr. P. Cat.
Nice one. I love that.
Yeah, it's good to be back on the program, Obedient Women. I've missed you, ladies.
I'm not sure you did.
Are you sure, Pikash?
I did. I did. Come on.
It's showing on your face.
All right, of course, the normal.
Are you serious right now? Okay,
no,
it's fine. I'm not going to introduce myself.
No, I will.
I'm just going to run away like Pikash did, so you miss me.
No, I'm sorry. Okay,
Anyway,
let's start again. Let's welcome the ever beautiful, talented, intelligent Jessica.
Please, you guys are making my head swell. It's Jessica, your normal Jessica. Welcome back to the show.
She said it's our normal Jessica. Anyways, guys, welcome to Obedient Women. So, you know how yesterday we talked about challenges or obstacles that have hindered women from participating in politics. Today, we're also going to be looking at that, but we are narrowing it down to obstacles that have hindered them from voting. So, Mr. Pikachu, you weren't here yesterday, but we had such a good time. We had a swell time. We were talking about the obstacles that women have faced and things that have prevented them from participating in politics. We mentioned quite a few, and actually I wished you were around yesterday, you know, as a man and everything. I would have liked to like drill you and so, but luckily you weren't. So let's talk about okay, let's look at points, things that have hindered women from voting. Number one is discriminatory attitudes and norms. So let's take it back to our families. Let's take it back to the family setting, right? So as a woman, maybe you're a mother or you're a younger lady, and it's election day, or maybe the weeks leading up to election. I don't know how other families would take it. Let me just talk from my own point of view. Yeah. And especially a family that does not understand the importance of participating in election, they would, I think the freedom that they would give to the man or to the men in the home to vote is not going to be the same thing they give to their women. True. Because first of all, let's face it, voting, let's look at the distance. Maybe the polling unit is even far from the home, and it might take time. Maybe you would demand that you come back late in the evenings. Number one, you know, the males are giving the opportunity, they are giving that freedom to go in and come in most family as they want, and then the ladies are restricted in that area. So I feel personally that this is one of the reasons that have prevented women from voting or participating in you know, registering for votes or voters registration in the past. I don't know if you both agree with me, but this is what I feel.
Okay, the truth is that women are a little bit more vulnerable, okay, to certain vices in the community. Okay, and they are the weaker sex, and some people like tend to take advantage of that. Women are the ones that experience rape the most. Okay, and our society just tends to look down on women. All right, so, and yet we talk about equality and, you know, the whole femininity and all of that. But the truth is that women are still vulnerable. And so you wouldn't blame some households that would place some kind of restrictions for the ladies. Okay, and also for the fact that women are like the ones that, you know, keep the home front together. Like on election day, and there is a mother that has to take care of her kids. Would she leave her kids to go out and vote? Stuff like this. So, you know, if it's not properly arranged for, maybe have someone to take care of the kids while she's away, or some kind of arrangement, you know, so that she can vote and come back. But generally, men are free, like you mentioned. The men can afford to take off, come back whatever they like, you know, because of they are men. And so these are some of the factors that women may face, you know, during elections.
Okay, but this is actually quite controversial in the sense that let's just face it, that men also not like they are vulnerable, but not as vulnerable as the women are. But men are also prone to social vices. Men get raped as well, and you just didn't. Of course they do.
Yeah. It's funny, but it's not usual. You know,
it is not usual, of course. But men get raped too. Men get abused too.
True.
Men get robbed as well. And this is something that I want us to actually look at. Maybe let's drift a little to how you know how men are now clamoring for they tell men to not be vulnerable, they tell men to not speak up, and then there was a time like recently we've seen men come out to speak out and to say, oh, this is something that I've experienced as a man, and it was shocking, especially the rape part. I didn't know that. I just never thought that men could be raped. I don't know why, but it didn't just cross my mind. So when I started hearing men come out to say, oh, I've been raped, as a full-grown man, it was just very weird to me. But this is something that people experience, that these men experience. So even though we are saying that women are the weaker sex, I don't want us to downplay the fact that these men also get the fair share of, social vices and whatnot. So I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but this is what I feel.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Everybody faces the crime in the society, okay? But we're talking about who is more prone to it than the other, all right? That's where the vulnerability of women come in, all right? So men can protect themselves. Even the rape cases that you're talking about, you find out that in most of those cases, it's men raping men and not women raping men. In Italy, why you guys making
This is actually funny. I'm discovering something new on this show.
Honestly.
Yes, it's true.
Wow.
It's true.
Okay.
Wow.
It's quite difficult for women to rape men, but it happens.
Yeah, it does.
But the rape cases that we have recorded over the years, more of them is from men raping men. That's in the side of men.
Crazy.
And recently in Italy, the case of men raping younger children, maybe boys, in the church, in the Roman Catholic Church, it's the thousands. It's in thousands. It's in the courts in Italy now, and it's really shocking the number of cases that there are of men being raped. All right, so it happens to both men and women, and we're not trying to say that this is enough reason why women shouldn't vote.
Yeah.
But we're just facing the facts. All right, they are more prone to these vices, and they are helpless. And that's why, like I said, proper arrangements need to be made. Because women also have that civic right, and they should exercise it.
Exactly.
All right, so we're trying to encourage more women to be out there on election day to vote, regardless of whatever it is that's happening. But the truth still remains the truth.
Okay, can I add
No,
something
wait,
to it?
sorry,
Okay.
because just imagine this scenario.
Okay.
On election day in your neighborhood and there is shooting. Would you go outside that day to vote? Jessica?
Yeah, asking Jessica. Thank you.
Jessica.
Answer.
Okay,
There are
don't,
shootings. You've had shootings.
I don't
You've seen
think
people running
I
around.
would go outside. Obviously, I would try to save myself first.
That's the first instinct as a woman, as a
Yes.
lady. But I would still want to go outside.
You
really?
would what?
Yes.
Okay, I think that if you're capable, or if you think that you can, definitely I will. I'm just saying, like, this is a normal thing, right? Anybody would be afraid to go outside.
Yes.
But then if you're categorizing it as,
But
okay,
the
a
first
woman
instinct
or
of a lady
of a
is
lady.
to hide.
It's not just about a lady,
a man
human
too.
being. I mean,
Women are not that daring. That's what I'm saying.
okay, it's possible like
Okay,
that. I don't think there's much
not women. Some women, because there are still women that will still go out there when they hear gunshots. There are women that are that crazy. But what I'm trying to say, as a human being, it's your survival instinct to,
Of course.
Not to out.
to hide. First of all,
And it's the right thing to do to hide. But I'm saying after that kind of event.
I think Pikachu is trying
some
to
ladies
stress
would not
this.
want to go out anymore after that kind of
Yes,
event.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
I kinda
men would
understand.
dare to
Okay.
go out and try. But most ladies, that's it for the day.
Okay, it's true. I kind of agree to what you're saying. There's this vulnerability part that you're trying to stress, which is obvious.
No, wait, sorry to cut you
Okay.
short, because I'm not understanding something. I don't think when you hear a gunshot, it boils down to gender. How you react boils down to gender. I think it's human. for instance, I know a friend of mine that was robbed. Was he? Will I even call? Yes, he was robbed. He ran away from his car. They were trying to rob him, and he just ran away and left the car there. That was in front of his building, right? This is a man, a full-grown man. This man did not return to that house for weeks. He was staying in a hotel.
I think this thing is relative, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not about
whether you're a man or a woman.
Yes, it's not about whether you're a woman or a man or whatever. There's some people men that are very vulnerable, just what's it called, knockouts, to scare them away. I don't think this should be a strong argument right now. But then Pikash made a point.
Of course, you made the point. I agree that women are more vulnerable. You understand? You look at me very well. I do agree that they can be more vulnerable, but when it concerns issue of life and death, I just think that men and women just react not too differently. That's just how I believe it. That's how I see this.
All right, Jessica, you can continue.
Okay, all right. I just want to mention that, years back, women find it hard. Like, it was not part of the constitution that women should go out and vote.
It wasn't part of the constitution?
Yes. Women were not allowed to vote before now. Okay. You didn't know?
I didn't.
You're just knowing. So I think this thing is still ingrained in some women's mind. Like, okay, voting is for the men. But I think we've entered into a new era where, because Pika said something about if you have family, you first of all consider your children, all of those things. But then there is other ways that you can, outsource help from somewhere else and go out to vote. So I don't think there's any excuse to why women shouldn't go out to vote, but these are just part of the reasons why women are not able to vote. So
I agree with that. And then I don't know why, but I feel like family has the strongest hold on a woman than a man.
Definitely.
Because I also feel like one of the reasons why women have not been coming out to vote is the family and how they have, how do I say it, prevented them from, practicing their political rights and just...
Preventing them from, like, how? How did they...
For example, I don't think that, let me give a scenario, right? You are a married woman, you have children. I don't think that, okay, maybe you just even... You have a small child. When I say children, I mean children that are still growing, maybe 9, 8, 10. And you have to take care of those children, right? I don't think your mother even, or your father or your husband will give you the privilege or will give you the go-ahead to leave those children and to exercise your political right. I don't think they see it as part of a woman's responsibility. You want to be part of the people that are you want to choose who your leader will be. That is not your job. So I feel like that they already have this ideology that your family does not support this aspect of your life, this involvement in politics or whatever. So I feel like that would, it's also a mindset thing. I feel like that would be one of the reasons that would push them back from participating in elections.
Yeah, but it's not a strong reason, I don't
but
think
it is. There are women, right? Even career women, funny enough, people that are doing well in their careers, who will not, anything that just seems as if it's going to affect their family in the slightest, they will not even go for it. And if it means voting, they would not vote.
Okay.
So I just think that
the thing is that we are considering the things that intend to impede women participation in politics.
Yeah.
We're not looking at whether it's strong or whether it's weak.
Okay.
As long as it's a reason, that's what we're considering, okay? It could be strong for some people and weak for some other people. It could be a very serious problem for some people. All right, and it could be nothing for some others. So we're just looking at the reasons why women do not participate fully in politics. And like Sharon was saying, yes, there could be instances where your family would think that you are at risk when you participate in politics.
Sure.
Especially with the way politics has been played in Nigeria. It's risky. During political seasons, people lose their lives. Now, the PDP was not able to campaign in River State because of insecurity, because they feared that blood was going to flow. we are aware that the governor of River State, Nyesom Wike, has a fallout with Atiku Abubakar.
Yeah.
Now, Atiku had toured round Nigeria, but couldn't have his rally in River State because of fear. All right? So these things are real. It's dirty. It's risky. It's dangerous.
It is.
All right. So a lot of people. That's one of the main reasons why women do not participate.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, I will consider that as well. But then, what do you guys suggest? Because let's consider what happened some days ago when Peter Obi went to Lagos to campaign. We saw how talks came out to attack campaigners or whatever. So, what do you guys suggest? Some people are saying that we should be armed. Like we should be ready for what's about to happen, because definitely is this election is going to be, I wouldn't use the word bloody, but then something is, we need to be ready for anything. So what do you guys suggest? I was telling one of my friends that I think we should just go and get pepper spray, you know, because
maybe
something like that. But then I don't know. What do you guys think?
When it concerns violence, it's a very, very tricky topic, and ways to resolve violence. A lot of people have different theories. Some believe you don't fight violence with violence. Some people believe in order to get peace, you need to actually go to war. You understand? But I'm just going to say this. As a Nigerian and the kind of history that we've had in Nigeria, right? I feel like people should be protected. Okay. I'm not going to say go out with guns or go out with, but I just feel like people should be protected. People should take their protection into their own hands. Okay. It would have been different. I would have said a whole different point if the situation was in a different scenario where there was no case of insecurity and where Nigerians are not scared for lives and properties. But that is not the case. So my advice: protect yourself. That's all.
No, what I would say to this is that we don't see shade.
I like the fact that you're saying it in PG.
We don't see shade. You don't reach. You understand?
You don't read.
So, like red eye, everybody is red-eyed right now, and we are ready. A lot of people are ready to even risk their lives for this.
This is crazy. Honestly.
Yes,
it really is.
A lot of people are going bonkers, are going crazy about what's going on in the country now. Yesterday, there was riots in Benin, in Warri, in Osun State, in Ogun State, about the naira scarcity. People lost their lives. People are going crazy. I saw videos and I was like, man, like people are going haywire. Everybody is fed up. All right, so nobody's going to even tell you if you have a PVC not to go out and vote. Now, I think Nigerians are more aware the power of their PVC.
Exactly.
So whatever it takes for you to be on that queue and cast your vote, I think people are willing to take
it as well.
Yes. So I'm going to say this: if you have your pepper spray, if you have any weapon that you can have to protect yourself, please protect yourself on election day. But we know that this is a do or die affair. We're fighting for the future of our country, and so we must cast our votes. So whatever it takes for us to do that, but do not be the one to initiate the violence. That's just the thing.
We need to say that.
It's basically for protection, okay? It's just for your defense, but do not be the one. We don't want to cause riots.
We are not obedient. Are not like that.
No, we are not like
obedient.
that. Exactly, because that's going to scuttle the electoral processes. And in fact, if the polling unit might just be cancelled, you know, if there's too much violence in the place. So we just want to behave ourselves and protect ourselves.
And protect ourselves. I think we should go on a short break because there is an aspect of the election and violence and how it correlates that I want us to touch on, and also how it affects women. But let's do that after a short break. When we get back, we'll be diving into that aspect. Don't go nowhere.
Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, LP, can you get a vote? Labour Party, Labour Party, LP, can you get a vote? Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour say, Mama Papa na want, Labour Party, Mama Papa na want. Mama Papa na want to be Labour Party. Mama Papa na want
Mr. Peter Obi's administration built from scratch Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital with 25 building structures. His government funded transformation of massive infrastructural development, accreditation of 12 health institutions and 2 hospitals, and also built 10 maternal and childcare centers across the state. He is the first governor to purchase medical equipment worth over 135 million naira and 50 ambulances for the health sector in Anambra State, which remain functional till today. He built and equipped Dr. Jonwilo Heart Center in St. Joseph Hospital, Adazinnuku, where heart operations are performed. Anambra State is the first state in Nigeria to distribute more than 30,000 computers to secondary schools. Mr. Peter Obi distributed about 700 buses to secondary schools in Anambra State and built 200 primary school blocks. He donated the sum of 300 million naira to Anglican churches and 440 million naira to Roman Catholic churches to rehabilitate their missionary schools. During his tenure, he gave 1 million naira each to more than 160 first-class graduates. To promote the reading culture in the state, he went ahead to build a well-equipped library known as Prof. Kennedy Dike Library, Oka. He also rehabilitated the divisional library in Onitsha and gave 500,000 naira to each secondary school in the state to provide library materials. This boosted the student performance from the 26th position in Nigeria to the first position. The security improvement was exceptional as he provided security vehicles to 177 communities in the state. He cleared pension and gratuity owed since 1990 to the tune of about 30.
Welcome back from that break. This is still Obidati Family TV and you're on to Obedient Women. My name is Sharon Enemchuku and I have with me
Jessica Chinwe. Welcome back to the show.
And
P. Catch, you're welcome back to the program.
Okay, so before we went on the break, we were talking about the obstacles that have prevented women from voting in elections in the past. And we mentioned violence before we went on the break, and we want to, Jessica, let's talk about violence, right?
Okay.
You know, when we say violence, violence doesn't necessarily have to only do with polling units and the rest.
Or outside.
Or outside.
Yeah.
Let's talk about violence within our household.
Exactly. That's one of the points.
Yeah.
I think, let's say, for instance, you are in a family where people have different parties that they want to support, you know. It's going to be difficult. Imagine my father is supporting APC and then my mom is supporting PDP and then I want to support
your husband
Labour
is
Party.
supporting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem.
Yes.
There was one time I was talking with a cousin and then he was a supporter of PDP. And then I was just giving my point, Peter Obi is this and that. And it was as if we were about to fight. And I was like, the things it was annoying me. And the things I was saying was annoying him. So just like, what are you saying? How can you be vouching for this person? Haven't you seen track records of what Peter Obi has done? You know, so stuff like this can also impede a woman from voting, because if there is issue at home, I mean, I don't know, there are some homes that are very strict, you know, you must vote this person, this is who we are voting.
Yes.
So such things can hamper women from voting.
I believe that is actually a valid point, because let's look at the role of women in homes, right? Let's look at the point of being submissive and being a respectful woman and all of that, which to me, I have my own different definitions for, because respect is reciprocal, right? You have to respect me and I respect you. That's the way it should be done. But then what some women, I don't say, what most of some women are used to really is the other way around, where you respect and get none in return. So why I agree with that is because, let's take for example, it's the husband that is supporting PDP and I'm supporting Labour Party. And to make it worse, my husband is now a politician.
The chairman of something.
Hey, he's now a chairman or just holds one really vital position in PDP. And you know, for you to mark your claim as the head of the house, your wife should obviously support your party, your children, and the people that you have influence over in your household. People would expect that these are the people that you are going to be able to convince to join your political party. And in not doing so, the Nigerian people, because of our mindset, will look at you and call you weak. You can't even see you. You are supporting PDP, and your wife is APC. Imagine.
APC.
Exactly. Although, right, it's a different scenario where you are contesting. Okay, the husband is a governor of a state, and the woman is supporting another state, is supporting another party.
Yeah,
that's crazy, because it's just giving a whole lot of red flags. It's giving, they will not even, I'm not even sure you would win if you're contesting for a governor and your family is not. Imagine if Peter B, for example, the wife is PDP supporter. Of course, it's going to cause a whole lot of chaos.
Tinubu and the daughter as well.
Tinubu and the daughter. So I understand that there are dynamics to these things. I understand that there are scenarios where this does not even hold water. But in a situation where it's not so serious, I for one believe that women should, wives or mothers or whatever, should be given the opportunity to vote for whoever they want to vote for. So I feel like the issue of who to vote for would be what would stop them from actually even trying to vote at all, since they can't vote for their candidate and they don't like the husband or the father's candidate. They would might as well just sit back and not vote. So I feel like that should be one of the reasons. Catch.
Okay. I think this is subjective. Okay, it's about the particular family, their views, their ideologies, and their relationships.
Okay.
All right. So there could be a liberal family, not like yours, where you're almost fighting with.
That was my cousin, not
cousin.
the inside family,
Okay.
right?
Okay, there could be some liberal families that they don't mind.
Yeah.
Wherever, do what you want to do. Vote your conscience, okay? There could be those families too. And, but I know that in the north, in the northern part of Nigeria, you have, they're very politically aware in that area.
Yeah.
And you may have a situation, maybe a man that has married 5 wives and 20 children, and he wants that particular block votes to go to a particular party, and he wants to enforce it. And also because of religion. Religion also plays a role in the way women are controlled, especially in Nigeria. And you mentioned the whole submissive thing in the home. So like when you marry 5 wives, they submit to you.
Definitely.
They do. And your children as well submit to you. So it's in those kind of areas now that it would really be a problem if there are divergent views, okay? And so then there may be violence. Like maybe one person is a rebel, your wife is a rebel, and she's insisting that she must go astray. And you know, that's where the violence comes in. And you know, women, I just pity women sometimes. They go through a lot.
They do. Because you just said something, and you were trying to talk about, you know, religion and the role that the hold that it has on women, and I couldn't agree less. Because when you look at it, right, it seems, I don't know. Okay, you talked about women going astray and then having divergent views, right? But I just honestly wish that we were in a situation whereby the woman's view is not considered as going astray, whereby it doesn't even necessarily have to do with who is the father, who is the mother, who is the child. Because then if you have children that are politically aware, involved, invested in politics, and they're giving you points, I feel like that's why, I don't know, these are just different family situations, right? But it would actually be a very beautiful thing to see whereby political views are being, they just give you more attention, and it can be the child's political party. Oh, mom, I want to support this person, is eligible to vote, of course. I think see the reasons why I feel like this person is a better candidate, and the father will come down from his high horse, the mother comes down from a high horse, and you know, pays attention. So it's not, another problem I'm having is that it's just the man's political view that is being seen as the only view or the right view. Anybody, you understand? I just wish that there was a situation whereby either the mother or the children are just being allowed to actually voice out their political opinions, and it's not seen as being going astray.
You know, in most families that I know, they usually have a singular political ideology, or like during elections like this. And that is because of, it's a family. They have one concept, one upbringing. You know, the way you raise your, the Bible says, raise a child, train a child in the way he should go, and when he grows, he won't depart from it. You know, when you raise your family with a particular mindset and, you know, principles, you tend to have the same views about some things like this. So it's on rare occasions that you have, you know, like divergent views. But like you said, it's only in an ideal situation that the view of the child would matter, and the view of the mother. That's ideal. That's bliss.
Yes, it is pure bliss.
But, you know, this is Nigeria, and this is what is going on.
Yeah, I believe that. And then I think it's one of the things we should put into prayer. No, like in the sense that
it's not peculiar to Nigeria.
It's not peculiar to Nigeria, but I honestly believe that we can get over that. There can be a situation whereby it's now normal. You know, when we talk about ideal, it's now ideal for a normal family to be that. So that's one of the things that I'm going to actually put into prayer. So another point, I don't know if you want to bring one more point.
Yes, I want to talk about the perception of politics as dirty.
Ooh,
you know, we talked about it yesterday, but then we did not stress more, because like I said, I would always use myself as an example. I never thought of politics as being clean or whatever. Like it's dirty. If you're going in, you're a dirty person. Like, take for instance, when Desmond Elliot went into politics, it was somehow, a lot of people were just saying stuff like, what is it? And there was a time he mentioned something, I don't know, I've forgotten what he said one time, and there was just this uproar on the internet, people were just coming for him. So that is an ideal, like, that's just an example of politics being dirty. But let's also take, for instance, aside from Peter Obi, definitely Peter Obi is doing the real work, you know, being a leader and lending his voice and whatever. But then let's take, for instance, Banky W. There was a time where they were asking him, why are you into politics? I mean, you've gotten everything. But then he said that if the good people are not into politics, politics is going to continue being dirty. But then we need the good people in politics. So when me as a woman start seeing politics as being dirty, I wouldn't want to go out to vote, because I feel like maybe I'm risking my life, or I'm participating in something that is against my belief or something. So that is also included. What do you think?
I believe that 100%, because not just you. I used to think, okay, when I was younger, right? Look, everybody, I'm still young. Why do I keep saying that? But like, I'm still very young, please. But when I was much younger, I honestly used to think that everybody that is a politician will go to hell. Because it just, I don't know where these thoughts used to come from, but I honestly believed that if you're a politician, and then I have a younger sister that was showing interest in politics, and I'll be begging her, please, don't go into politics, that I don't want to lose you. Oh God. Imagine my small head then, and then it's not just me, right? It's, of course, Jessica, a lot of other young people that have thoughts like this, that have believed this for a very long time. And you know, even when you start believing a lie, it begins to sound like the truth. Yes, exactly. So, of course, this has been a huge problem, but where do you think that came from? Of course,
we're in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
But then I don't think this is a Nigerian thing. Even outside the country, people perceive politicians as dirty. But then as Nigerians or Africa, like, if you are in that position, the first thing you are thinking of is my family people. How am I going to hold all of this
money, all the
just
funds,
take them back to in fact, they don't even take it to their family, because when you realize that some of them, their families are still poor, but then they are just keeping this money, keeping it, and it definitely, that's dirty. That's part of being dirty. For instance, now, I become, for example, not me, I'm not going to do that, but then imagine how it used to be in our country. You become the senator, ordinary senator, or local government chairman. Before you know, you have like 10 cars. Why? What's it for? So that just shows that, okay, if this person is doing this thing, definitely is into a dirty game. So it came from there as well.
And then let's also talk about the fear. You know, okay, I don't know, if you travel to the village during election period, right? They will tell you, in Igbo, in no election period, they quite careful. You understand?
Yeah.
Because then there's also the issue of ritual. They're going to use you for
exactly.
ritual.
I didn't even mention that. That's part of the death.
Yes, that's part of the. So when we talk about politicians, immediately you link them to occultic groups, you link them to secret cults and the rest. And this is not something that an average Nigerian wants to be identified with or wants to be part with. So I think this also comes from our upbringing and our childhood, because when you travel to the village during election period, why do they keep telling us to be careful during election period?
I don't think they would tell you to be careful if it has not happened before.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Really,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Things happen during this election period.
Yes, it is.
A whole lot goes down during this period. And then we say there's no smoke without, is this smoke without fire, right?
Yeah.
There's no smoke without fire. So I honestly believe that we cannot be far from the truth when we say that politics is dirty.
Yes, yeah.
But who is going to clean it up if all of us are running away?
Yeah.
So that's my own. I'm not saying that politics is 100% clean.
Yeah.
Funny enough, nothing is. Maybe you're a businessman. There are some business people that do dirty things.
Yeah.
I'm into entertainment. There are entertainers that do dirty things. So I feel like this is universal, right? This is everywhere. It's not just. But I don't know why politics just gets that bad PR the more. It's as if that's the headquarter of dirtiness. That's the headquarter of everything bad. And I don't understand why.
Yes, you were very correct. Probably why it gets that PR is because we are in Africa. This is Africa. This is Nigeria. We're very diabolic, very,
Not me.
very traditional.
Yes, I
so,
get your point.
you know, so they just seem to tell us these stories when we're growing up. You know, during election period, people die. They need about 12 heads. They need 50
dead
heads.
body.
You know, there's always accidents on the roads and all of that kind of thing. We grew up with all those stories, and we saw it happen too.
Yeah.
You know, so, but like I said, this is Africa, this is Nigeria. It's gradually phasing. It's not as bad as it used to be in the past.
Yeah.
The truth is that the political scene has become neater. And that is because we have people with genuine interest, you know, are coming into the process, are participating. The more we have a situation in Nigeria where the worst of us are ruling over the best of us. And that is why our leaders are the way they are. Because if we only allow the people that are dirty, people that are mean, people that are, you know,
wicked,
diabolic and wicked and evil, if we keep allowing them to get into this politics and then the good ones are running away and shying away, then why would we complain when things keep going down the drain? Right? So it's time for everybody to, you know, wake up, okay? It's time for us to purge ourselves from all those mindset that we used to have while we were growing up and start to get involved. I'm very glad with what is happening with the Obidient movement and how aware a lot of people are now, okay? So it's also going to translate to more people getting involved in the process of running for office. Yes.
I really like that. Thank you so much, P-Catch. But we're going to be rounding off. But before we go, we've just stated a whole lot of problems. This is the reason why. Can we begin to give solutions? I'm not saying that we are going to stop this with just this show, with just this conversation, but honestly, personally, let's begin to provide solutions, our own personal solutions to what we to these things that we've already mentioned. Let's look at the issue of family voting and prejudice. Let me start from Jessica. Okay.
Family
voting. How do you think that should be solved, or how do you think that should, people should go about that?
I've not really thought about it, and it just put me on the spot.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I think that there is this thing called, should I say, exposure, right? Because Pikachu mentioned something like in the North, if the husband got married to 10 wives, there's a likelihood that everybody is going to vote for one person, right? So this thing is relative. So if I'm going to offer a solution, I think people should just be willed. Like if you're going to vote for this person, be willed. like stand on your ground. I don't know how to explain
Yeah,
this.
the strong build, of course.
Yeah, so just if this is the right thing and you know it is, then be with. I don't know what else you need to do. I'm not telling you to go and take gun or go and do whatever. I don't know, but then just have this resolution that this is who I'm voting for and go for it.
And of course, you know, when there's a will, there's always a way.
Exactly.
So definitely. Okay, so thank you very much. That was really awesome. That was insightful.
Thank you.
Pcash, let's look at the perception of politics as dirty, the one we just talked about now. How do you think that we should begin to go about changing that perspective?
Yes, like I said, we need to purge ourselves from those, negative mindset that we had towards politics. Politics is the only way that you get to have leaders, okay? That is the way that you get your president, your governor, your local government chairman, and it affects us directly. Our decisions affect us directly. So if we keep allowing the worst of us to get involved in it, and then the best of us are shying away, then we'll always keep having bad leaders, okay? And our life, our economy, our everything is just going to be bad. So it's about purging your mind and then getting involved. People that are interested in politics should not be discouraged from participating in it, okay? Like sometimes when you see your child say, I want to be a politician, like it's almost very negative.
I'm not even sure I've heard a child say they wanted to be a politician. Just some.
Maybe they will say, if I grow up, I want to
be president.
I want to get this kind of money because they've seen someone who is in politics, and then before you know, he's a big man.
Exactly. But even as glamorous as the lives of politicians are, people don't just say, I want to be a politician.
You want to, when you tell me, you're going to be the way you argue, you must be, you'll be a good politician. No. This is the reaction.
Yes. So it's time that we remove that and start looking at it as a positive thing.
Yes.
Let's start looking at it as a good thing. It's an opportunity to affect your society. All right. After God, the next is politics.
Yes.
Politicians, that's political power, is the next after God, because it has a way of dictating how the rest of your life will go.
Yeah, even religion, it has a way of dictating religion, because if the government says we are no longer going to be Christians, we picks one religion and forces it down everybody.
Look at what's happening in North Korea.
Exactly.
How they're detached from the rest of the world. It's because of their political leaders. So it goes a long way to dictate how the rest of your life is going to be, even your generations to come.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you very much for that. Beautiful and intelligent as usual. Okay, so the last one I wanted to talk about now is the violence issue, both from within and outside, right? So my own solution, my own opinion on this, I don't think it's something that just the women should be doing. I feel it's a societal, how do I say it? It's the society that is going to actually provide this
collective effort.
Yes, the collective effort, because you can't even deny the fact that women are not as physically strong as the men to protect themselves when they're in danger. So I feel like the saying of be your brother's keeper should come in here. I feel like everybody should watch out for everybody, even on the election day, even on February 25th, right? Watch out for everybody. It's really insane where people say, oh, they are minding their business. Of course, you should mind your business, but not when it comes to life and property. You see something, say something. So that is what I honestly believe. I believe this is a combined effort when it concerns violence. Oh my goodness, we've had such an amazing time, and it's surprising how time has passed. But thank you so much, Pcat, for rejoining us. Thank you, Jessica, for always being a darling and sitting pretty. And also thank you to our very special viewers for tuning in every single day to hear us talk, really. And to our subscribers and to our followers, thank you so much. Do not forget that we are on all social media platforms at Obidient Family TV. What about you, Jessica?
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, Jessica__.
Okay, Pcat?
Yeah, it's at official Pcat or across all the platforms.
Okay, and for me, it's Sharon Chuku. It's been an amazing time. This is where we call it a wrap. Till we see you tomorrow, God bless you and bye.